I am the Associate Brand Manager at Bandai Namco Entertainment America, Inc. And I'm here to talk about Godzilla.
What were your goals heading into this game?
Our goals, honestly, Godzilla is such a huge franchise, and it has such a rich history, and we really wanted to bring out the essence of Godzilla into a video game, so it plays just like the old movies.
What's the story on this game?
So there's a little bit of a loose story in the game. So basically, Godzilla, he came and he left. The humans on Earth were harvesting G energy, which basically they use to kind of power like their everyday life. But what happens is there's a G energy leak. There's kind of like a crash, but that also awakens Godzilla. So Godzilla returns to kind of wreak havoc on us again.
What have you had added new to this game?
So Godzilla actually released in Japan on PS3, but we're actually bringing it to the PS4 here in the US as well. The PS4 version has online multiplayer as well as more and more monsters to join the mayhem.
What type of powers and moves does Godzilla have in this game?
Oh, Godzilla, if you're familiar with the movies, he has the entire move list that he's had throughout history. He has atomic breath, he has kind of like a nuclear area effect, roar, tail whip, he can do some melee punches, he can even grapple and throw, so you can basically do a lot of things in the combat with Godzilla.
What are some of the foes that fight against?
What was that?
What are some of the foes that he'll fight against?
So, obviously I talked about Godzilla's rich history, so, there's been, tons and tons of movies with these iconic monsters that Godzilla actually battles against. So you'll see all those same monsters in the game as well. You'll see Ghidorah, you'll see Destroyer, you'll see Mothra, you'll see all of the iconic foes that Godzilla actually battled in the movies.
Nice. What cities and environments have you included?
So you'll see in the game, a lot of the environments look just like some of the environments we see in the movies. There's like industrial areas. There is obviously kind of like a seaport area where Godzilla comes out of the water. Even plains and like mountains. Like you'll see something like Mount Fuji in the background. And everyone loves to see Godzilla like destroy a city. So you'll see a lot of cityscapes.
What are the different gameplay modes?
So there's like a destruction mode, which is kind of like the story mode. You kind of progress through different city landscapes, kind of going through the story. There's also, like I mentioned, the online multiplayer. So you can actually pick any monster and play as that monster and battle people online, which is really cool. Something kind of neat for a hardcore Godzilla fan is the diorama mode. The diorama mode, you basically can create your own like setting and kind of live out your Godzilla fantasy. You can pick the environment, you can place the monsters on the map, and then you can, basically like take pictures of your own creation. So it's kind of letting your Godzilla like fanboy just live out in the game.
Could you talk about the multiplayer gameplay experience?
Yeah, definitely. So it's actually a really cool feature we added in the PS4. Like I said, you can pick any monster in the game. So, you don't have to necessarily pick Godzilla. You can be, my favorite actually is Jet Jaguar. If you're familiar with him, he's almost, like a big mechanized robot. He's pretty fast. So each of the different monsters have their own kind of unique movesets and gameplay. So kind of, depending on how you want to play, you can kind of pick that monster.
What do you think has kept Godzilla popular all these years?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like I said, Godzilla, everyone can remember that Godzilla from their childhood. I remember just stomping around the playground, pretending to be Godzilla. I think he's just turned into this huge cultural icon, not only for Japan, but he's just kind of like a global phenomenon. And he almost looks like a dinosaur, and that's what a lot of people kind of, relate Godzilla to. So.
Last one. What type of content do you have from the recent Legendary Pictures Godzilla movies?
So what's really cool is what we announced today is actually an early instant unlock to the Hollywood Godzilla. So that's a Godzilla that appeared in the motion picture last year. So if you pre-order the game, you actually get to play as Hollywood Godzilla right from the start of the game.